So, hello.
Hi,
Hi. So this is Michelle, and Michelle is Skyping with me from South Africa.
that's right.
What part of South
From
Africa?
Durban, from Belito in Durban and KwaZulu-Natal in South
Oh,
Africa.
very nice. Okay, wonderful. So, you're on the other side of the world, obviously. What was it that had you contact me? I mean, it's hard to believe that there's no doctors between here and South Africa that you could find closer to you that could help you with your circumstance. What was it about my information that made you want to contact me?
Well, I was diagnosed with a thyroid, an underactive thyroid 16 years ago. And only help I could get was to go onto like L-Troxin, one of the thyroid medications. And I've been very into natural healing and health. And so I was reluctant, but I was on it for 16 years I've been on it.
Yeah.
And I've been looking for alternative ways. And then as I told you before that I got the cancer and I then went into natural healing with that. And so it made other things when I went onto this whole natural healing with health and diet and nutrition. And I started feeling, I just knew that there was still something wrong with my thyroid. And I was going up and down and I couldn't really work it out. And because I did so much research on cancer and the disease, I found things that I kept reading. And I was reading about Hashimoto's. And it just sounded like me. And then I was watching the David Wolf show, which I watched so many of those kind of documentaries. And there was a lovely lady who was talking about having Hashimoto's. She was discussing all her symptoms, which were just so familiar. And then she, of course, mentioned your name and the Long Valley Thyroid Institute. And so I Googled you and was just so happy to be able to find your help.
Wow. So, what kinds of symptoms did you have that maybe other people would be familiar with that were causing you to not feel well?
Well, I'd have sort of highs where I had incredible energy for a day, and then it might be the next day or 2 days later that I'd have incredible dips, just so bad that I actually had to come home like from work and just get straight onto my bed.
Wow.
And no matter, I'm a very strong-willed person, and no matter how strong I felt about telling myself I could do it, I couldn't. I just had to get on my bed and just rest, or I just feel almost like depressed. I'd go into like quite a hole.
Right.
And then other times I felt like I could run marathons or just like be overhyped and not I couldn't settle to sleep, and so to just be this constant up and down, and just knew there must be something more wrong with
Right,
me.
right. And then you had a lot of a like a chronic candida yeast infection that you just couldn't
Yeah.
shake.
That just hung around all the time, no matter what diets, or I just seemed to not be able to shake it.
Right.
And something else I wanted to tell you about my thyroid, but I've just forgotten right now.
Okay, that's all right. So, despite our little issue with customs,
Yeah.
we managed to kind of muddle our way through this with me giving you some suggestions of things to get there, and some things that you had on your own. How are you
Yes.
feeling now, 3 months later?
I'm definitely feeling so much more constant. As I've said, I've had still some little times, but I just feel this gradual sort of strength coming back. I definitely feel stronger.
Mhm.
I used to feel incredibly cold. I'm not feeling that cold so much. That's one big change. I'm definitely warmer, and I'm definitely having more prolonged energy and more constant. So I might get a little bit tired, but not as dramatic.
Right.
It would be something that I could easily just work through and say, oh, I'm a little tired tonight and go to bed an hour earlier, but not like I have to get on my bed and just or on the couch and not move.
That's great.
So I found that's been the hugest change. Yeah, and the candida's definitely improved.
Wow.
And no bloating, not yeah, no, just generally across the board, I can feel that I'm gradually getting stronger and better.
Wow, that's awesome. I mean, and we did this from the other side of the world, which was really incredible.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, what's one piece of advice you would give to people who are watching this video who maybe are in Europe or in Asia or Africa? If they're watching this from long distance, saying, "Yeah, but this guy is 5,000 miles away. I mean, how's this going to work?" What would you say to them?
Well, gosh, I've never had backup support from any local doctor. No, none of my doctors have ever Skyped me or phoned me or followed up with emails. And so you might as well be, you could be next door for me, really.
Right.
I don't feel the distance. I feel the support. And I think that's the most important. Whenever I've got a question, I can just email you and get an answer. And there are days that I don't need to email you, but if there are queries and questions and my meds have run out, it's you've answered me within a few hours, unless I'm doing it before I go to bed, and then I get the answer in the morning. So it works very well for me.
Great, great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Okay, great job.